Ted's parent died when he was 10 years old. Since then, he lived at his uncle's place. In high school, he befriended Jessica and soon both became inseparable. After high school, he went to a trading school to become a mechanical technician, and Jess went to college to study business administration. On her graduation day, Ted proposed to Jess, and she readily accepted. Ted was already working in the manufacturing industry. That evening, Ted invited his sweetheart to dinner to celebrate their future together. "Ted, you know you are and will be my only love," Jess said while sipping her wine. "And I want to be Mrs. Ted Wilson, be with you and grow old together." "Tell me what's in your mind, Jess. I know you very well. Something is bothering you." Ted took her hand in his. "It's that we'll have to wait for the wedding. Maybe 4 to 5 years. "Why? Is there a problem?" asked a confused Ted. "I want to continue with my studies, Ted. I don't want to stop with an undergraduate degree. I'm still young. The sooner I do it, the better it is. One thing that I appreciate with you is that you are ambitious. If you want to continue your studies, I have nothing against it. I'll encourage you. You know that I always respect your decisions." "Thank you, Ted. I knew you would understand." Jess rose from her seat and kissed Ted. "And in which field do you intend to master?" Ted asked. "Law. I want to become a lawyer." "Good. You'll be a great one, I know it." Ted raised his glass. "There's a lot of hard work, lots to learn, and lots of sleepless nights. You'll succeed. I'll be by your side, honey," Ted replied. "Thank you for your encouragement and support. I love you, Ted." Jess inhaled deeply. "And there is also lots of money involved. I already took a student loan for my undergraduate program, as you know. I will have to work and study at the same time. Life won't be easy." "Life won't be easy when you're alone." Ted stroked her cheek. "I have a suggestion." "What is it?" Jess frowned. "Why don't we get married right away?" Ted held both of her hands. "I'll work. You don't need to. I'll look after you. I'll give you your space. I won't interfere in your studies. Whenever you want to be alone with your books, you just need to let me know. You know I'm a patient guy, don't you?" "But Ted, you'll be under lots of stress. You'll have to work for both of us. You'll feel neglected. I don't want you to get tired of me." "Never!" Ted almost shouted. He then lowered his voice. "I'll never get tired of you, Jess." Tears ran down Jess's cheeks. "You are the best thing that ever happened to me." 2 months after passing her law school admission test, Ted and Jess got married in a small ceremony. Only a few close friends and family were invited. Ted rented a cheap 2-room apartment a few miles from Columbia Law School. He got some old furniture from friends and relatives. His old pickup van was of great use. The second room was transformed into a study room with a couch. He also bought a bike for Jess. It would be easier and cheaper for her to commute. Only in winter, during bad weather conditions, would she take the bus. Ted took a second job as an evening attendant in a gas station. He started early in the morning, and when he arrived in the afternoon after his first job, Jess was never at home. She would be either attending the afternoon courses or at the library doing some research. He would cook for both of them, and then drive to the gas station where he would work till 11 p.m. It took him half an hour to drive home. Jess would be already sleeping or in the study room with her books. He would eat alone and then go to bed exhausted. It was only during the weekends that the couple would spend time together, only if Jess didn't have any project to submit or if she didn't have any group study with some other students. When Jess's second year of law school started, she was working a couple of hours per week with supervising attorneys, and she participated in weekly seminars. As she opted for criminal law, she was spending most of her free afternoons and evenings at the police station attending and observing interrogations behind the one-way mirrors. During the break, she worked part-time at the law firm Sullivan and Gumbold. As time went by, the couple would hardly spend any time together. Both knew that they were either working or studying hard for their future. True to his word, Ted never interfered in Jess's studies. He was indeed very patient. After passing the bar examinations, Jess got a proposition from Sullivan and Gumboldt as a young associate. The couple celebrated by taking a week off to visit Florida. It was the best moment of their life together since getting married. Ted bought her a silver bracelet with J as a letter charm. After their return home, Jess encouraged her husband to drop the second job, and soon afterward, Ted was promoted to supervisor. Life at the law firm was not what they expected. She had to put in lots of hours. If she was not working late, she would bring some files home to work on them. Just like when she was a student, after dinner, she would lock herself in the study room till late. During the weekends, they would be intimate frequently. 1 year later, they decided to buy a house in the suburbs, and it was easy for them to get a mortgage. During their first dinner in their new home, Ted suggested that it was time to start a family. "Honey, I know what a family means to you, to us, but we will have to wait." Jess caught Ted by surprise. "Oh, and why?" "Darling, I have the intention one day to become a partner in the firm. I have already talked to William Sullivan." Jess looked at Ted straight in the eyes, waiting for his response. He turned and looked at the wall, thinking. Then he sipped his wine and didn't utter a word. "I will have to get my LLM." Jess held Ted's hand. "Are you going back to school?" Ted asked while stroking her bracelet. "It will be school and work at the same time. The firm is financing my studies, and in return, I will have to work for them for a minimum of 10 years. "Okay, do what you see best. I'm here to support you." There was a sort of sadness in Ted's answer. Jess jumped up and hugged her husband. "I know you'll support me. I love you, Ted. I promise you after this course we'll start our family. I will make you a proud father." They kissed. Ted carried Jess in his arms to their new bedroom where they made passionate love. 2 months later, Jess started with her LLM courses. Soon afterward, Ted and Jess became like two strangers living in the same house. She would either come home late or stay in the study room till late, and most of the time she would sleep there on a couch. Weekends she would spend with her books or at the library doing some research. The couple hardly had any conversations. They hardly saw each other. They had intimacy once in a while, and it would be a quickie. Ted would cook only for himself. She would eat out most of the time, or if she was home, she would cook something for herself. He was patient, as he has always been. On their wedding anniversary, Jess was working late. Ted decided to surprise his wife and bring some Chinese takeout to her office, and both could enjoy a dinner together celebrating that unforgettable day. As Ted was walking towards the entrance of the building, a guy on his cell phone, dressed in a white shirt and black pants, just moved in front of him and walked in fast through the automatic door. He's in a hurry, Ted thought. When Ted arrived at the elevator, the guy was waiting for the lift and still on his phone. Ted stood behind him. "Yes. Yesterday was too rushed. I barely had time with you. Today I'm taking my 45-minute break to fully enjoy our time together." Ted smiled. Someone is going to have a good time, he thought. I'll meet you in your office and we'll make the most of our time together. They're about to have an office affair, just like in a movie, Ted thought. The elevator door opened and both men walked in. The guy quickly pressed the 10th floor button. Ted stood at the back. He was going to the same floor. I'm in the elevator right now. We'll be at your door in seconds. The guy was excited. There are only 2 offices on the 10th floor. Sullivan and Gumboldt on the right and a marketing company on the left. Ted's mind was racing. The door opened and the guy turned right. Ted stood there, shocked, not knowing what to do. The door was going to shut and Ted had just enough time to jump outside and turn left. He knelt down, making it as if he was tying his shoelace. He turned his face to spy on the guy. He stopped and knocked at the law firm's door. It opened and Ted could see a woman's left hand coming out, grabbed the guy's shirt, and pulled him inside. The door closed behind them. Ted sat down on the floor and leaned against the wall. Tears ran down his face. He cried. He had recognized the bracelet with the letter J. He thought about himself, his life. his marriage, his sacrifices. He tried to find out where he went wrong, what mistakes he made in his marital life, what the other guy had that he hadn't. Was he a man enough to satisfy his wife? He then stood up, took the food, and walked to the elevator. On her drive back home, Jess stopped by a Starbucks and parked her car. She was feeling guilty. Why did I do that? Why did I cheat on Ted? He is the best husband a woman could wish for. She placed her head on the steering wheel and cried. She remembered the day before, she went to have dinner in the restaurant next to her office building. She hadn't been intimate with Ted in a long time, and she felt neglected. She found the waiter very attractive and made a stupid mistake. She invited him to her office. He didn't have much time, and she gave him a brief, intimate time and took his phone number. It was just a brief moment of weakness, she kept telling herself. Today at the office, the whole day her mind was on that guy. Ted had called her to see if she would be coming home early. She could feel from his voice that he was a bit sad when she told him she would be working till late. The night before, she went to sleep on the couch in the study room. She could not face Ted, and in the morning she didn't see him because he had left early, but he had already prepared her breakfast. She made a second mistake. She called the guy and invited him to her office again. When he was at the doorstep, she pulled him inside. They started kissing and fondling. Jess closed her eyes and let herself drift away in the ecstasy of pleasure. "You should remember this day, lover," the guy said. "Today I will make you scream with pleasure. Mark this day on your calendar, baby." Jess opened her eyes with fear. She pushed the guy away and looked for her clothes. "What's the matter, baby?" the guy asked, a bit surprised. "You should go now. I forgot that I have dinner with my husband." Jess rushed to her desk and took her phone. She pressed on speed dial while putting on her clothes. "You can at least give me the same thing like yesterday?" "I'll call you tomorrow. Leave now," Jess ordered him. But the guy didn't have time to finish his sentence as Jess walked to the door and opened it with the phone still in her ear. The guy just shook his head and walked to the door. Jess put a finger to her lips for him to stay quiet. "I'll call you tomorrow," he whispered. Jess nodded and closed the door behind him. "Please pick up the phone, Ted," Jess said to herself. It went to voicemail. "I'm sorry, Ted. I forgot completely about our wedding anniversary. I'm coming home now and we'll go out for dinner. Please wait for me. I love you." Jess left a message with a trembling voice. Jess dried her tears and put the engine on. All the way home, she cursed herself. She parked her car in the garage. Ted's van was not there. "He has not arrived yet," Jess told herself. "I have time to take a shower and clean myself of all those stupidities." She walked into the house. "I'll be the best wife in the world. I will never let my body think for me anymore. I will give him the child he had been looking for. We'll start a family even if I have to drop out of the LLM. I will stop working till late. I will be a responsible mom." Jess walked up the stairs to her room. "I will need to live with my cheating till I die. I will see a shrink to get all these feelings out of me. I will be a good wife. I love Ted and will never hurt him. I will give him everything that I can. He will have me anytime he wants. I will let him know that I'm coming off the pill. This will be my anniversary gift." She walked directly to the bathroom, got naked, and went under the running water. Later, while drying her hair, she noticed that Ted's personal things were missing. She checked everywhere in the bathroom but could not find them. She wrapped a towel around her and ran to the closet. His side was empty. "Oh no!" she cried. She ran downstairs and found a piece of paper on the kitchen countertop. On the paper was Ted's wedding ring. "Please don't do this, Ted." Jess was in tears and took the paper with a trembling hand. "Happy anniversary. Next time, bring your lover home. Instead of your office desk, you can use our marital bed." Jess read the words and fell down unconscious. Jess woke up in the middle of the night. She immediately called Ted. He didn't pick up. She left a message. Please, Ted, come home. I made a mistake. Please come and we'll talk. I'm sorry. I love you and only you. She could not sleep that night. She only cried. The following day, Jess called William Sullivan and asked for a few days off. By her voice, her boss knew that something was not right. He agreed to 1 day off only, as he intended to talk to her in person as soon as possible. She then called Ted's work, but was told that he called early that day to take some vacation time. The whole day she has been calling Ted and left message after message. When she went to work, she walked directly to Sullivan's secretary and asked to see him. In his office, Jess did not hesitate to tell the whole thing. When she finished, she was in tears. I will close an eye on what you did in the office, even if it is against the company's rule. Sullivan looked at Jess in the eyes. You are a good lawyer. You are very clever, and you are doing a good job. For these reasons, the firm has invested in you. You have a bright future here. You made a mistake, and you deserve a second chance as far as the company is concerned. To become a partner in this law firm, you should have a clean slate. A client will never trust a lawyer who has wronged somebody. I hope you understand. And now how about your husband? I don't know. I really don't know. He switched off his phone. How did he come to know? I don't know. I don't want to lose him. I made a mistake. Jess started crying again. Crying won't solve anything, Jessica. I advise you come to work instead of staying at home doing nothing. This will harm you more. I have a cousin working at the police department. I'll have him check all motels in the city. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Jess dried her tears. 2 days later, a young man walked into the office and asked for Mrs. Wilson. The receptionist told him that Jess was in a meeting with clients and would not be free for 2 hours, that he could leave a message or wait for her. The young man told the receptionist that it concerned Mr. Wilson. She immediately called Mr. Sullivan. A couple of minutes later, Jess and her boss ran to the reception. Mrs. Jessica Wilson? Are you Mrs. Jessica Wilson? Yes. What happened to my husband? Jess was trembling. You have been served. There is also a restraining order. He handed her a manila envelope and walked away. Jess almost fainted. Mr. Sullivan had to hold her and have her sit down. He asked the receptionist to bring a glass of water. Later in his office, William Sullivan went through the divorce papers. He is claiming infidelity. He is not asking for anything, nothing from the house. He took only the lawyer's fee from your joint savings account, no alimony. He just wants to be out of the relationship, Jess sobbed. Do you think he has some proof? Sullivan asked. I don't think so. Let me show you this. Sullivan fired his laptop. I checked the security camera in the building for the 2 evenings. He was here on the second one. Jess watched the screen. She saw Ted, with a plastic bag on which was written something in Chinese, entering the building behind the waiter. The latter was on his cell phone. Next, both were waiting for the elevator. Then inside the elevator, she noticed Ted was frowning while listening to the man in front of him. Then there was the hallway. Ted was kneeling on the floor and was observing the guy entering the office. What broke her heart was when she watched Ted sitting down and crying. It should have been very painful for him. Sullivan shut down the screen. He doesn't deserve this. He was bringing dinner. It was our wedding anniversary. Tears ran down her face. Now tell me, what do you want to do? I want my husband back. I want to talk to him and explain. Ask for forgiveness. Do anything to earn his trust back. Anything. But he doesn't want to meet you. Can't I meet him at his lawyer's office? Jess asked. First, we will represent you. I will personally put all my effort into your case. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan, Jess replied. The attorney representing him, Derek Wong, is a novice, freshly out of school. He looked for the cheapest one, I believe. There was sadness in Jess's voice. We know how to fight this young man. At the same time, he will learn a lot. And I'll see if we can get Judge O'Hara presiding this case. How? Jess asked. I have some connections. This judge never settles for divorce. He is a true Christian and always sends the couples to counseling. I'll see that he gives the maximum number of sessions. You'll then have all your time to talk to your husband and convince him to come back home. Can we get this Derek Wong to fix a meeting in the meantime? I want to talk to Ted as soon as possible, Jess answered. Sullivan took the card pinned in the divorce documents and dialed a number. Good morning. May I speak with Mr. Derek Wong, please? This is William Sullivan from Sullivan and Gumbold. He winked at Jess while waiting on the phone. Oh, hi, Mr. Wong. Our firm is representing Mrs. Jessica Wilson in the case of Wilson versus Wilson. Our client would like to have a meeting with Mr. Wilson at your office and... He listened for a while. Okay, Mr. Wong, no problem. My client will fight this divorce case. We will meet in court. Thank you and have a nice day. He hung up. What happened? Jess seemed worried. Your husband has already informed his attorney that there will be no meeting with you. Did your cousin find out where Ted is staying? Jess asked. He is not at any motel. He inquired discreetly and he believed that your husband is staying at one of his colleagues' place. But Jessica, don't try to meet him. He has a restraining order. Don't do anything foolish which will backfire. Jess nodded with pain. During the following weeks, it was very difficult for Jess to be without her husband. She missed him a lot. Every evening she came home to an empty house. She would always hold Ted's pillow tight against her in bed. She was just praying that the judge would recommend counseling. She would prepare herself for the meetings. She would choose her words carefully. She would speak in a soothing voice. And above all, she would accept her mistake. The case was heard after 3 months. All parties were present in the courtroom and Judge O'Hara was presiding. On one side was Jess with a couple of his colleagues, including William, and on the other was Ted with his young attorney. He never turned his head in her direction, but her eyes were only on him. She wanted to run to Ted and hug him, kiss him, and tell him that she loved only him. By the way, the case was being handled by the judge. Ted knew that he would not be a single man soon. Finally, the judge proposed 20 counseling sessions and would make decisions after receiving a report from the counselor. Jess and her group were overjoyed. Your Honor, Derek Wong stood up and addressed to the judge. Before you hit the gavel and give your rulings, my client has something to say. Everyone was quiet and all eyes were on Ted. We'll hear what you have to say, Mr. Wilson, but don't take much time. The judge looked at Ted. Thank you, Your Honor. Ted stood up and fixed the judge in the eyes. I am making the decision to stay married. I'm no more looking for a divorce. This is the best decision you could make, the judge said. Both of you should sit down and settle any misunderstandings and live happily. He scanned the courtroom. Case closed. He hit the gavel. Jess sprang with joy and rushed towards Ted. For the first time, he turned his head towards her. He had an angry face. He raised his hand and motioned her to stop. Your Honor, Ted addressed to the judge, I have 2 legal questions. Mr. Wilson, there is no divorce case. Take your wife home and see how both of you can build up your future. For any legal matters, please refer to your attorney. I just wanted to know if there is any law in this state or country that compels me to stay under the same roof with my cheating wife. And second, if I will be prosecuted if I don't have intimacy with her. Mr. Wilson, the judge was irritated. Spouses are meant to stay together and intimacy forms part of their life. Jess sat down on the nearest chair, shook her head, and started to cry. William Sullivan approached her and put his hand on her shoulder. You can leave your wife right now and move anywhere in the world, and there is no law which can stop you. You have no kid to worry about. Your wife's salary is more than yours. No need to worry about her either. Derek Wong smiled at Ted. I'm thinking about Alaska or the South. Ted almost yelled, turned around, and left. Jess ran after him. In the hallway, she stopped him by grabbing his hand. He pushed her away and continued to walk. Please, Ted, don't do this. It was a mistake, a stupid mistake. I'm really sorry. I love you, Ted, and only you. Please give me another chance. I beg you, Ted. Ted didn't respond and looked straight in front of him. Jess followed him. We can put everything behind us. I know you love me, Ted, or else you won't be that angry with me. It was a moment of weakness. Please forgive me. Let's go home. I'll change careers if need be. I will see that we spend more time together. We'll start our family. I will be the best wife. I promise." Ted turned around angrily. "Promise. You made one at the altar, remember? And now a second one. Then there will be a third and so on. I don't trust you, Jessica," Ted yelled. "Am I angry? Yes, I am, but with myself because I am the one who made a mistake, not you. I should not have fallen in love with you." "No, don't say that," Jess pleaded while trying to hold Ted's face with her hands. He removed her hands with anger. "I should not have proposed to you. Or when you mentioned your plan to become a lawyer, I should have turned around and ran away." Jess fell to her knees, grabbed his legs, and held on. "Please, Ted, don't do this. Please." "You disrespected me. Till now I have been asking myself, where did I go wrong for you to seek other men?" "It was nothing to do with you. It was me," Jess cried. "If you really love me, you will forgive me and come home." "If you really love me," Ted bent down to face Jess, "you will let me go." Ted pulled away from her grasp and walked away, leaving a crying Jess sitting on the floor. Outside, Ted walked to his van. Alaska or the South, he asked himself. I will need to toss a coin. And so, we've reached the end of today's story. Was it what you expected, or did it take a twist you didn't see coming? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments below, and let's get a conversation going. If this story kept you hooked, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're new here or just haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time to join our community. I bring you fresh, captivating stories every day, so click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.